Alright, so today we talked about writing the equations of the lines using the different forms that there are. So the first is point slope, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this is, if you have a point and a slope, you're going to use this form in order to get your equation. Okay, the other one is slope-intercept form. So that's the most common one, y equals mx plus b. And the last one is standard form. So this is the one that we see when we're solving systems of equations. Ax plus by equals c. Your goal here is to get your x and y on the same side, and we can't have those as fractions. So your a, b, and c cannot be fractions. So we'll talk about how to get rid of those and so forth in the first example. Alright, so example 1, write in standard form, so that's the one we just talked about, ax plus by equals c, the equation, or with a slope of 4/7 and a point -3, 2. So the very first thing that I want to do is look to see what information am I given so that I know what to plug it into. So I'm given slope and a point, so I'm going to use point slope form to start off with. So y minus my y1 is 2 equals, your slope is 4/7, x minus -3, so that would be +3, so +3. Okay, once you get to this, go ahead and distribute. So I still have y minus 2 over here, 4/7 x plus. Now when I multiply 4/7 by 3, pretend that's a fraction, so 4 times 3 is 12, and on the bottom it stays 7, because 7 times 1 is 7. Okay, now with standard form I want the x and the y to be on the same side, but here I still have this number that I need to get rid of, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 so I can get all my numbers and like terms combined. So when I do that, I got y equals 4/7 x plus, and if I go ahead and add that and do that, you can do it in your calculator and change it back to a fraction, you get 26/7. Okay, now I need to get rid of those fractions, because remember we made this note, they cannot be fractions. So in order to do that, I'm going to do that old trick that we did that one day with the fraction problem, because I know y'all love them. And you multiply by the common denominator. So this happens to both be 7, so that's what I'm going to multiply by. If these happen to be, let's say this was 7 and this was 14, then I would need to multiply by 14 in order to get rid of both. So when we multiply by 7, I'm going to multiply each piece by 7. So this becomes 7y equals, now here, if I did 7 times 4 divided by 7, I would end up with just 4. So that's why we do this. Okay, and here, 7 times 26 divided by 7, I would end up with 26. So now, if I go ahead and rewrite this, I have room. I want it to have my x and my y to be on the same side. So I just need to move this to the other side. So I'm going to subtract it since it's positive. So your final answer is, we need to put the x first. -4x plus 7y equals 26. So there's your standard form. Okay, example 2 says write the equation of the line in example 4 from yesterday's notes. So if I go ahead and grab those back out from yesterday. Here's example 4, where we found that the slope was 2/3. So m is 2/3. And the other thing that I can use is the y-intercept. So if I look, it crosses at 1. So I know that m is 2/3 and b is 1. So that lets me know that I can go ahead and use y equals mx plus b and go ahead and just plug those straight in. And there we have it. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to example 3. We want to write in point slope form the equation of the line passing through -6,5 and -6,11. So in order to write that, we need a point and a slope. Well, here I have 2 points, so I need to figure out the slope. So m is the change in your y's divided by the change in your x. So if we go ahead and plug that in, I have 11 minus 5 and -6 plus 6. So this gives me results in 6 divided by 0. Well, Anytime you divide by 0, that's undefined. So again, from yesterday's notes, when we had undefined graph, it was always in x equals because it's a vertical line. So I'm going to have x equals some number. Well, if I look, my x value is the same in both of those points. So x equals 6 would be my equation. So again, here's a reminder, horizontal lines are y equals some number and vertical lines are x equals some number. It just depends on what the numbers are that they give you. Alright, and then last example, I want to write the equation of this graph. So in order to write equation, I need the slope and the y-intercept. So I can see both of those. So y-intercept is 3, so now it's going to be plus 3. And then the slope, if I go from this point to this point, I go down 3, so that's negative, right 1. So my slope is negative 3x. So here is your equation. We went down 3 over 1, that's your slope, and then we started at 3. Alright, so there's that. Here is your assignment for this. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and come to tutorials and I can help you out. Alright, thank you.